I'm going to give you a list of high potassium foods that you can eat that will lower your blood pressure. And what sparked this video is I saw someone else do this, and it was a big keto carnivore guy, and he made a list of here's foods that are high in potassium. And the strange thing is, it almost convinced me that it's vegetables and some fruits that you really need to be eating to get the most amount of potassium. If you want to know some natural foods, you can do this, and I'll give you the list in just a second. You could always take supplements and stuff, and I'll put some supplements down in the description if you want to do that route. But listen carefully, get a pen and paper handy and write down these numbers, because this may shock you, especially if you're on a carnivore or a keto type of diet, that you're going to be surprised. But why would you even want potassium in why do you want to eat these foods? There's 4 ways that potassium lowers your blood pressure. The first is that it relaxes your blood vessels. So your blood vessels, you have to think of your blood vessels as like a fire hose. And a lot of water going through the fire hose makes the fire hose really stiff, and there's a lot of pressure in the fire hose. Well, imagine you had a very flexible fire hose that when your heart beats and pushes blood through the artery can expand and adapt to the pressure inside the artery. Well, if that's the case, then there's going to be less pressure. But imagine the artery was super stiff, almost again like a fire hose, and your heart beats and wants to push a bunch of blood through. Well, it won't be very compliant, so there's going to be more pressure. So number 1 is it relaxes blood vessels. Number 2 is it balances sodium and potassium in the body. This allows the kidneys to function properly. And when the kidneys are functioning properly and you have healthy kidneys, you're going to have healthy blood pressure. Number 3, potassium helps the kidneys excrete sodium instead of trying to retain it. Now, we've all heard that sodium increases blood pressure, and there is some controversy over that, because one aspect of it is you could lower the amount of sodium. Another aspect of it is you could raise the amount of potassium. For some people, lowering sodium does help with their blood pressure, but for many people, lowering their sodium does not help their blood pressure. It's more about the balance and the health of the kidneys. So you can have sodium in your diet, it's a matter of whether your kidneys are able to secrete it, and that depends primarily on your dietary potassium. The 4th and final thing that potassium does is it acts like a diuretic, and this is interesting, and the reason why is because many drugs used to treat high blood pressure try to accomplish the same thing, but this of course can be accomplished through food, or like I said, if you don't want to eat these foods, supplementation. So let's get into the list. You ready? Let's start from the top down. First, we're going to do the vegetables and the fruits. 1 cup of beet leaves has 1,300 milligrams of potassium. Wow. 1 cup of Swiss chard has 900 milligrams of potassium. 1 cup of spinach, 840 milligrams. 1 medium-sized avocado, or depending on the size of the avocado, can be anywhere between 500 to 700 milligrams of potassium. 1 cup of beets is 520 milligrams. An average medium-sized banana has 425 milligrams of potassium. Now, I know that a lot of people don't want to eat bananas because they're afraid of the sugar. The same thing with the beets, but right now we're not talking about blood sugar. We're talking about getting potassium in your body, and that is a viable option. Half a papaya has 390 milligrams. Even a 4th cup of raisins has 270 milligrams of potassium. Now, I don't know, right there, that convinces me to eat all these foods, which are largely vegetables and fruits. But because where I got this information from, they were trying to convince you that keto and carnivore, just eating a steak, was good. So let's get into what they said. And I verified this, so this is accurate. 1 cup of bone broth has 500 milligrams of potassium. So you can get potassium just by drinking bone broth. A 3.5 ounce piece of beef can have 350. So if you have 6 ounces or 7 ounces, you're getting 700 milligrams of potassium. This is one I thought was just I don't know where these people are from. Clearly not from California. It's not something we normally eat. 3.5 ounces of octopus. I saw this and I thought to myself, what kind of blah. But it does have a lot of potassium, evidently octopi. Is that plural for an octopus? 680 milligrams of potassium. Okay, I'd rather have an avocado, but you know, or 2 bananas, call me crazy. But if you're into that type of thing, if you like lots of arms with suckers all over, you know, getting down your throat, that came out wrong. Forget it. Just octopus ain't my thing. It could be your jam. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Now I like salmon, so 3 ounces of salmon has 300 milligrams of potassium. That's good, fantastic. I personally eat a lot of eggs, but eggs only have 63 milligrams of potassium. And this was supposed to convince us to eat more beef and salmon and bone broth and stuff. It didn't. To me, it was told me to eat more balanced. You can eat all these things. There's no reason why you can't do that. So if you have found that potassium lowers your blood pressure, let me know in the comment section down below. Some people will find that certain products work better than others. So if you don't like these foods, or for whatever reason you want to try supplements, again, I'll put a link down below to a potassium supplement in Amazon. You can certainly look at that. If you want to learn more about how to lower your blood pressure, and you're serious about it, you really want to lower your blood pressure, but you want to do it naturally. You don't want to take medications, or you're already on medications and you don't know where to start, then right here is a video on this right side. Click this video, and this gives my complete guide to lowering blood pressure naturally. If you want to take medication, then go ahead and do that. But if you want to lower it naturally, this is the video you want to watch. So click it right now.